Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Subrat and I work with Muvi. I take care of customer management and support function at Muvi. That's about me. I'm going to be your host and speaker today. With that basic idea about me, I'll get into the deck and speak about Muvi a bit and quickly we'll get into our topic today. We are a 13-year-old company based out of USA. We have redefined the global streaming market and we are the leaders at G2. Consecutively for last 8 quarters, we have been in the latest quadrant of G2. That talks about our credibility, our customer support, and our product portfolio that we have built over this last 13 years, which have seen many such streaming companies coming and going out of this world. We have multiple offerings catering to different needs of customers. With that basic idea about Muvi, I'll get into our suite of products. We cater to the customers with our suite of products from almost 132 countries. And, with the highest retention ratio in the industry of 94%, we might be the one of those companies who have been there for 13 plus years, retaining its customers with 94% success ratio, wherein we see the churn rate is too high with the streaming industry. What you see here is our suite of products from Muvi, starting with Muvi One, which is our flagship product, which takes care of end-to-end streaming, starting with Muvi One, which is our end-to-end streaming products with 16 plus apps ecosystem. All are white labeled, and it can launch your launch you into the streaming world in 24 to 48 hours. That is the capability this product has. With Movie Live, it is a streaming product, takes care of all your streaming requirement along with the monetization facility. Movie Flex is the solution for those who don't want to disturb their IT landscape, their website, their applications landscape, but still want, streaming solution to be part of their organization. Movie Flex is the streaming engine which sits back of your IT landscape and without impacting your IT landscape through cloud, this gets embedded into your IT landscape, into your websites, into your existing mobile applications. If you have TV applications, it gets embedded into it and takes care of streaming through a player. That is the capability of Movie Flex. Movie Playout is for those who wants to run 24 hours, channels, scheduling, broadcasting. If they want to do, that is the solution for them. Ali is our AI product and is a recommendation engine with multi-powered things. It can do many more things, being a AI solution. And Player SDK is for them who doesn't need any of these things, but they need is player to take care of their videos play. It is for them. With that basic idea about our product, I'll talk about our credibility, what we have achieved as an organization over these 13 plus years. I've just gone back to last couple of years to establish that we are the leaders consecutively for last 8 quarters in G2. In addition to that, you can see that we are in different other platforms. I think the deck will be insufficient if I talk our credibility starting from 2011. So as you could see, we in leaders quadrant there also, I would just try to highlight, we have been either number one or number two position, and almost more than 80% time, we have been there capturing the number one position in G2, being the most prominent one in streaming solution assessment platform, one of the streaming solution platforms. In addition to that, we have many other platforms where we stand tall and as the leader. That this talks about the kind of solutions, product, services, support that we render to our customers. With that basic idea, we'll get into the topic of today with respect to healthcare OEMs. We see healthcare OEMs is at a point wherein they are transforming this themselves to become a digital partner with their customers. Now, this journey is not going to be easy, and the whole customer base for OEMs are demanding more than what they have been selling, they have been doing, they have been propagating for years today. I think this might be the most sweeping change which is happening for the healthcare OEMs. Now, the topic is going to be how the transformation from the erstwhile OEMs to a digital partners happening for OEMs with streaming solutions. With that basic idea, we'll see where the industry is headed currently and what the leaders, consulting leaders of the world, they talk about the industry. Now, as you could see in this preamble section, we are going to talk over the last 2 quarters, all the research papers across the globe which has come up, what they have talked about OEMs and where the industry is headed. The recent McKinsey report talk about that this is the most sweeping change the industry is undergoing in its lifestyle. That essentially talks about the undercurrent is so strong. The kind of change the industry is undergoing is phenomenal. And in this era, the companies who are embracing digital solutions, they are providing more than 100% return on shareholders for those digital solutions. That is the point number one, which all these reports are talking about. If you scan through all the reports, starting with McKinsey, Bain, KPMG, BCG, AT Kearney, you'll find all the reports are talking about that this is the time when this is the most sweeping change which is happening. The second point, which is all the reports are coming out very clearly that the OEMs can no more be just the seller of products. They have to become the digital partners of their customers. What is digitalization partner or digital partner, any way you call it, is, is something which we are going to look into. This is in the form of a change agent, a customer success manager who not only sells his product, but sees through that the customer realizing the value from its customer, from its end users. That is what is talking the message here. The OEMs cannot sell their machineries, equipment, and just restrict and stick to their post sales support and disconnect themselves from their customers. That is no more going to be the era. That is the point two, which is very, very apparent from all these reports. The point three, which is very, very clearly called out and needs to be followed by each of these OEMs, is about forging partnership. It can no more be that I am the leader, I'm going to sell my product to my customers. I will not interact with my ecosystem, with my peers. I'll not embrace the technological changes which is happening in that space. The OEM, for me, at this stage is going to be to forge partnerships with my customer, to learn their domain, to learn much from their business, learn more about their business, to learn from my competitors, my peers, startups, technology companies who are bringing new technologies, and build my capabilities so that I can build innovative solutions and take it to my customer. That is the mantra going to be for OEMs. In addition to that, the message which was loud and clear from these reports that it is no more going to be selling of off-the-shelf products, machineries, equipment by these OEMs. It's going to be solutions and services that is going to be the era in which they have to deal with their customers. It's going to be, there is going to be new clinical workflow, there are going to be new care models, and the products and services which they built earlier is going to take the shape of solutions, services, post sales value realization. It's going to be that, and it needs to be reimagined with the new operating model, new way of clinical workflows, the new way of in customer patient servicing. With that, it has to be reimagined. With this basic idea, I'll quickly jump into the next slide, which is going to talk about what kind of change is underway. And as a OEM, we have to embrace it if we have to survive and thrive as we move forward in next 10 years time, next 5 to 10 years time. If we are going to outsmart our peers, we are going to survive, we are going to thrive, we are going to outsmart our peers, then what kind of change, what kind of transformation, what kind of role we should be playing? That is a journey from a, you know, from a caterpillar to a butterfly journey, which is going to happen. And we don't have much time to do that. Already your peers in OEM space, many of the companies have already started doing that, already started realizing value from you, already started giving returns, 100% returns on their capital invested in those. That is the era. So we should not be left behind it. Now, when you look into the kind of changes which is happening, we are no more going to be OEM vendors. We are going to be consultants and advisors to our customers. It is no more about my product is the best and you should buy it. It is about considering the environment in which the customer is operating, in the form, it might be close to a seashore, or it might be the interior, or the kind of connectivity, internet connectivity, electrical and connectivity. Beyond that, the kind of customer base we are going to address, the hospital or the facility is going to take care of that. In those, considering those, their operating model, a OEM is going to play a role of expert advisor and consultant. Beyond just selling their products, they have to make sure that they take care of the customer cause as a technology advisor or as a consultant, as expert advisor to them. It is no more about selling products, it's about selling solutions. I cannot, as a OEM, restrict myself selling that, saying that this is my scanning machine, and you go ahead with this. I have to see through that in the ecosystem of the customer, how it is going to play together with other such machinery, such equipment the customer is going to use. Bigger solutions is not about only product, it is about multiple products, services working together to deliver customer KPIs. In the previous era, the OEM spoke about in post sales, the customer is only spoke about AMC, annual maintenance contracts, or technical support. That was the only thought which ran in the mind of the customer. But that era is changing a bit, and that era is changing, wherein from post selling to we are just trying to get into get into a space wherein the customer, the OEMs are going to be engaged for the lifetime. That is the transformation which is happening. So far, it was a one-time engagement for the customer. In the post-selling era, the OEM is expected to see through that the value realization is happening for the partner, for the customer. The value realization in the form of the investment they have made, the KPIs for which a customer has bought, be it in the form of quality output, be it in the form of the pricing to the end customer of the customers of OEMs. It's all about the customer has to take care. The OEMs have to take care in conjunction with the interest of the customer. That's how there are many changes which is going to happen. You know, the sales cycle itself was restricted to sell the product and related AMC. But it is no more about that. It is about not only selling those product and related AMC, annual maintenance contracts, but it is about advisory, process improvement. That's how the sales process is going to be changing for the OEMs. In addition to this, it's also going to change from the earlier model of one-time capex model to more opex model, wherein we see that as soon as customer is making the money, we also get our money as a OEM. Previously, it is all about transactional relationship that is also undergoing a change. It is becoming more about success partnership, wherein we see customer is getting his KPIs delivered in conjunction with his customers. That is the role which is changing. This is from a butterfly moment for all the OEMs. The caterpillar has to turn into butterfly, and that is the moment which is underway, and every OEM has to embrace this. With this basic idea, I'll try to get into to understand what are the layers at which this change is happening. That is the complete engagement cycle in which a OEM is connected, is engaged with its customer in the form of pre-sales, sales, post-sales, in the run phase of those assets which the customer has sold, which the OEM has sold to its customer, all along going up to the impairment of assets. From that perspective, when you look into it, in pre-sale stage, it is no more about those sales materials, brochures that we sold. Much more than that. Your customer is expecting you to deliver a product. It was earlier in pre-sale stage. It was difficult to really go and demonstrate the product, considering the size, various limitations might be manufactured in a different country. But at this stage, you're at the pre-sale stage, this customer is expecting to have everything virtually in front of him. He wants a consultant to consult him whether this is the right solution for him in this country, in this state. And as the customer goes to other country, he is asking, that customer is asking, is this product suitable for this country as well? Is it in compliance with the regulatory requirements? That is the expertise the customer is demanding from you. Uh, you know, uh, Earlier it was about selling products, but now how do the customer is expecting you to do a solution selling to them, virtually demonstrate how the product is going to be, how the product others are using, all these things the customer is expecting from you. It is no more about those emails, sending those digital records, sending those emails, sending those brochures, explaining over phone. It's all the customer wants to feel it, see it, and experience it, if not physically, but virtually. The customer wants to experience it. And that is the era which we are into. Quickly, I'll move on to Tom exhibitor. I'm not going to get into all this part, but as a Tom stands for target operating model, how the system is going to work. If I go for this, your solution of a specific OEM as a customer, I'm expecting to know how it is going to work. What is going to be target operating model? How my people are going to change? How the change management is going to work out for me? I look forward to expertise from OEM in that area. I also expect the OEM to help me consult me in my implementation, the best way to implement it. It's not about just selling the product and moving on. The same way, the movement in the sales stage has gone beyond now just selling the code, product specifications, sending those emails, doing commercial discussions. It's no more about that. It's about a virtual solution seller. Can you send me a customer, a doctor, in the smallest of the places expecting, can you send me a speaking proposal, a proposal which I can see it, I can experience it. I am going to see how it is going to work for me. Can I have the facility wherein I can do query, I can understand what features, everything on my time, I can understand. I am not ready to go through this all these 100 pages of product specification. That's how the customer is looking forward, from the remotest of the place. Also, the customer is expecting you to become a business consultant. Might be technology wise, you might be the best at the OEM, but does it make a business sense to the customer as he go plans to go for your product? Is he going to realize what he is looking for in terms of commercially it is viable? He is expecting at the sales stage a business consultant helping him out in stitching together those business plans to make you succeed, to make him succeed. That's how the sales game has changed, the way it was done by OEMs with their customer. Even post sales, you know, the customer is expecting you not only to provide AMC, but as part of your annual maintenance contracts or servicing, can you ensure your service engineer has done the right thing? It is all paper based. Have you reviewed what he has done virtually? Have you seen what his work is doing at the OEM? Are you seeing it? So those kind of expectations are there from the customers. And sometimes they expect for upgrades happening, that is malfunctioning. They expect directly instructions, guidance from OEMs. They also expect, being the product manufacturer, they are the experts. They want expertise to come to their disposal directly from the OEM. Can we enable that in post-sales environment? That is something, is the expectations from the OEMs. And as a digital partner, the OEM is supposed to take baby steps in these areas to partner with their customers, to stand with them, to make sure that, they transform from a only manufacturer of those equipments, products, to become their digital partners. Beyond that, when the asset is, over for its lifetime, is ready for impairment, they're also the OEM customers are expecting them to play the role of a regulatory advisor, asset impairment advisor. How do I do impairment? You know, Even to the extent of buying those impaired assets, those kind of expectations are there. And OEMs are embracing those low hanging areas. These are all low hanging fruits where the OEMs can easily stand with their customers as a partner with them, and be part of the journey of their, so that they stitch together a true partnership and become the digital partner with their customers. With that, these are all structured intervention which we see some of the leading companies, OEMs, are doing currently in these areas to be there with their customer, the intensity, to increase their intensity of engagement with their customers, and make them to be sticking to them for longer duration. With that basic idea, I'll just try to jump into to see what kind of use cases the industry is embracing currently through streaming solution. Being a streaming company, we're going to more focus around how streaming solutions are helping the industry to embrace this digitalization partnership journey and helping them to become digital partner with their customers. At this point of time, the customers of these OEMs are expecting to see those products virtually, have live demo of those products, starting from manufacturing plants, R&D units, to the end consumer. Currently, with the streaming solutions, we have worked with a leading OEM currently, one of the top 10 globally OEMs, who is engaging with its customers through a streaming platform wherein they are building custom products, they are modifying their off-the-shelf product for the customer, and they are engaged directly with the customer through the streaming solutions. The R&D team of the customer of the OEM is directly in interaction with the customer to understand the ground reality better and deliver it. Gone are those days when those email-based, paper-based photographs, emails, queries, answers were given. It is all visual, it is all videos, it is all about live streaming, wherein the R&D facility somewhere in Mexico is accessing something in Africa to see what consumers is looking there for the OEM and custom building the product for them, launching new product for them by getting those ground realities. Those researches are happening. And also in the pre-sale stage, directly demonstrating how the product is addressing. In a live streaming platform, we saw customers, for a specific customer, as soon as the engagement for high value engagements, they are opening up account, they are putting product materials, they are videos, everything in the form of PDFs, codes, video operating manuals, video how the target operating model, how the used to be product to be used, what are the environmental conditions, how the installation commissioning should happen. Everything is there for the customer to consume, and customer our chat facility, etc., wherein they are raising their queries, which is directly been addressed by product experts. And this model of pre-sales engagement is more like a consulting engagement wherein you educate the customer to learn more about a product. And those traditional multiple layered approach has been kept at bay with this high value engagements for this OEM. The other engagement model which we had, say reaching out to the sales to others, that is getting bit is kept at bay for this. So that is the kind of things which is happening. I'm not going to get into all the use cases here, but the where we saw the real changes are happening and the phenomenal changes which we have already done or in the POC stage, or we are doing something, or we have got a lot of inquiries. We thought we'll bring to you so that you know that what your peers are doing. You know, other thing which we saw in the pre-sale stage, how a customer has to prepare for those kind of machineries, those kind of solutions, starting with site monitoring to guiding, training, installation monitoring, etc. Those are the services for which customer are paying. We saw already a OEM, along with the delivery of its products at the pre-sale stage, they are engaging that, we can help you in all the review of your site by experts directly from our unit, the product experts, which you can monitor. We can see currently it is on video based, though real time it is possible with the platform. But this customer has opted for video based, wherein they see site readiness, etc. Again, with a simple login was bought, you create a login for a customer in your streaming platform. You do site readiness assessment. Everything is being done by the OEM, and that is no more by your extended hand in the form of some installation or commissioning company, in that remote part of the world where you are installing that machine. You can always see what they are doing. All those are recorded, posted there. Customer is recording, posting to see that if my site is ready, if right procedure has been followed to install the machineries, etc. Those way it is all going. Even the target operating model, how it is going to happen, where there is a lacking from the customer when they have followed those operating manuals, when they're operating the machines. Though both two-way engagement is happening through streaming solutions. That is about use case 5, which I'm talking about. That's how many things which is happening, you know. And with that, it is all in pre-sale stage. I'll move into sales stage. We're almost 30 minutes done with it. We'll just try to wrap up in next 10 to 15 minutes. On sales stage, we saw, you know, products, it's simulated operations. They are delivered to the customer, and the customer is able to see that this is how the product is going to operate for me. This is the process which I'm going to follow. And it's no more about those old traditional paper based or email based proposals. It is all about video proposals, which we are delivering to the customers through a portal, through a streaming solution, portal builder through streaming solutions, enabling both those interactions, including the pricing also is getting delivered through streaming solutions in the form of PDF. Both audio, video, expert advices, expert comments, everything is delivered to the customer through a login. That is how it is all happening. The next is all about, I have talked about users. Use case two is very interesting. It is about order tracking system. Traditionally, the whole OEM industry saw order tracking is all about having an order number, knowing where is the product, knowing about the ETA, looking into those ASINs, that is advanced shipment notice, knowing that the product is in, it's getting packed or it is there in the sea, getting shipped, or that is what was the order tracking system. But that was not enough to for this era where we are operating currently. Now we are talking about a streaming solution led order tracking system. Now, at every stage, starting from product manufacturing, it is all recorded. As you know, OEMs are very advanced. They have everything recorded at every stage. When the packing happens, it is all recorded. When the products are getting shipped or loaded to the container, within in the sea also, it is all recorded. Recordings are happening with the right temperature are maintained, etc. etc. When it is getting unloaded, all that is getting captured in camera, is all recorded. And all these are getting delivered to the customer through streaming solutions, through a single login, wherein customer from order, from pre-sales, sale to sales stage, they're able to see the product end to end. Where this is obviously our order has been placed, but this order tracking system, we see good traction happening, and all customers they really know. It's not more about ETAs. It is about knowing where is the product, knowing ETA. Obviously, it is there. It is on top of that. This is the leg which is enabled by the the streaming solutions. I'll just pause a bit here, and we have some poll questionnaires. I would request to initiate that. There are three questions. I'll request the audience to respond to that as we move forward. So as you could see, there are many other knowledge management solutions. I'll speak on use case five, wherein, a leading top 10, I would say top 12, it might be OEM from Germany. They are making, they are leveraging Muvi to build, they have built their academy here. And obviously it is a poor use case, but, the kind of money they are making through this academy, through certification, extra in the platform, it is phenomenal. And this goes to say that the customers, in fact, their customers, with every new customer, they are selling our platform, the streaming platform, their portal, and customers are coming to the portal for accessing, for certification on recurring basis. They are charging to their customers and they're making good amount of money out of that. Even the customers who are there with them for the last 15, 20 years, even they are coming for certification by paying. That is the power of the streaming solution, and that's how it is all helping them. With that, yeah, to sweeten the deal, sometimes we need expert advisory for the customers to the selection table. That kind of expert advisory also to sweeten to enhance the winning capabilities we are delivering. The OEMs are delivering through this streaming solution directly from the experts, independent experts are getting fed through the streaming solutions through those portals, which is going to the board stable who's making the decision of purchase selection, or it's going to the purchase committee. That is how the streaming solutions now today is redefining the complete sales process for OEMs. With that, quickly, I'll move on to the next stage about post sales. There are many use cases here I'm in the might be 4 or 5 slides, but here I have updated myself to only certain 3, 4, 6 use cases. I've restricted myself to 3, 4, where we see, phenomenal revolution is happening, phenomenal money investment is happening from our customers. Lot of leads are doing, lot of opportunities there, and we are engaged with multiple OEMs. The service management, where in the maintenance phase, there can be preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, and breakdown maintenance. In the three areas, we see OEMs have really cracked it, many OEMs, and the streaming solution is has opened up a new revenue stream, multi-million revenue stream, I would say, for all these OEMs. And many OEMs are making. Just to talk about what is the use case here, as a service engine, as we know, OEMs sell across the globe, and they have their service partners who go and service for a breakdown. In a breakdown maintenance where the machine or the equipment has failed, a service engineer goes and does the maintenance. He basically does the maintenance, makes the equipment to work properly, or sells or extends some parts, equipment, and comes back, and physical document he gets signed from the customer and comes back, or a digital some tablet based things, they get the feedback and comes back. But as a OEM, do we know that this service engineer, has he done the correct thing there? Has he really has the quality standards of that service which he did, is he up to the mark what as a company we would have done as a OEM, as experts, as the manufacturer of the products, as OEM we would have done? Is my service manager have done that? And there, I think for this is a separate service. Many OEMs are this sending to their customers, wherein they monitor all the service engineers, what the servicing they are doing. It's all video recorded and getting posted. How the service engineer does that, and by expert set of team is getting it review from the OEM side. They are reviewing. They're trying to see if the service engineer has done the correct servicing. If not, they send the other service person to do it the right thing there, as well as they ensure that the service engineer is trained adequately so that the expected quality is maintained. We see this is catching up very big way. There are a lot of service in the maintenance phase, in the EMC phase. This is a separate offering altogether. Some of the OEMs are doing in the same way. I spoke about use case 5. I'm talking about use case 3 now, wherein if for the product there is a requirement of replacing some parts, or some parts of it, or some screw, or some nut bolt of it, or some film of it, it may not be that easy for the end customer to do that. Now, how do we educate the customer through this streaming solution? We send videos saying that this is how it has to be taken care of. This is the maintenance thing. This is the advisory for this equipment. In the next 1 month, you have to do this. You have to call the service engineer. You have to get this thing film changed. How to take care of this part. This is coming to end of its life. What care has to be taken now? The warranty is over for this machinery. What extra thing you have to do? All these are through videos, advisories, expert consultation. It's all fed directly through the portal to the customers. And currently, one of the top three customers of the top three OEMs of the world is sending the user manual digitally through videos to its customer. And Muvi is a partner to that. In addition to that, the next phase of the project is exactly about that, wherein we maintenance advisory, product care advisory. This all goes with a premium pricing in top of that. The thing user manual, which is expected, obviously these are with HIPAA compliance, all of that. The user manual, which is supposed to be given freely with the digital guide advisory services, they're trying to make sure that not only they recover the streaming solution, the platform price, but also they increase their margin over the next years after years until the machinery is in use. That is the new streaming perpetual cash flow until the machinery is used. These customers are getting with a very subsidized price. We see renewals, etc., happening with the customer. This is the post-sales era where I will not get into the service support, etc. Training and knowledge management always was there, the old use case, but it is changing the dimensions. Now we have customers who have opened learning management system. They have opened up certification academy based on streaming solution with Muvi, and these solutions are really that much cash rich or that much revenue it is making. It is phenomenal to see it. With that, I'll just get into some new revenue models which you are seeing the whole industry is embracing. So far, it was always about, I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm sure the deck will be there in your disposal. You'll be able to go through. In the interest of time, I'll just try to cover up this in next 2 to 3 minutes. So far, it was always a physical prescription which was given by a doctor, and the next level was about digital prescription, wherein the customers get a digital copy, a soft copy of that prescription. The era has moved on. We are into the era where it is no more about physical, it is no more about digital alone. It is voice and video. This we are doing with one of the OEMs, and I'm glad to share with you the model here is when the doctor is giving you a prescription, you went. The doctor consultation is not only about the end prescription which you got. It is about what you said your problems are, issues are, what the doctor spoke about, what the advices the doctor gave, and on the checkups, etc. we did. Within the HIPAA guidelines, as a patient, if I went to a doctor, the doctor gave me the prescription, at the same time, I'm getting either SMS or email, I get the digital copy of it, and the time I reach back my home, I'm getting a login password wherein when I log in, I see the video, voice of all the consultation, what I did with the doctor. That is all delivered to me to see. There are many guidance which the doctor would have told. I might would have missed the patient to describe all my issues properly. That will come out. So this is the era which we are into, and we have already successfully done this. We are doing it. The doctor scribbles the prescription. It gets a digital copy. We create digital copy. All this is happening. I'll just jump into the patient home care, wherein it's all monitoring and compliance for those patients at home. It's all happening through streaming solutions. And that is the only way through which it is happening. It's not about only capturing those, body, vital statistics. It's more about monitoring compliance to the regime, which has been referred by the doctor. There we are doing phenomenal work. He'll talk about slipping it solution. I think this is we are doing with a company, and we have gone live it, and the it is a highly successful project. It is phenomenal to see that if you have sleeping aid, people are deprived of sleep. They want there are snoring issues, etc., etc. Various issues produced, and the solution, if it is going to be for better sleep, for relaxation, etc., those music are just getting delivered through in conjunction with one OEM, speaker manufacturer. This startup brought in the concept with OEMs. I think we have done phenomenal there. The adoption is very good. Finally, I'll get into this, the last one, the oldest patient entertainment solution. Here, I would say this is one of the leading OEMs with 300,000 tablets in facilities for old age. Obviously, these tablets have, things like, to capture various health vital statistics, various health related stuff, as well as it has facility wherein those old age people can order for their daily necessities, old age homes, certain hospitals, facilities, inpatient. In addition to that, they want to provide entertainment. Movie playout is the solution which is playing in the back end through which it is rendering entertainment solution to them for a fraction of cents, for in some sense, they get for it. And that turns out to be for minute, they get that kind of revenue. And that turns out to be such a big industry. We have this customer already, we have tested success with this customer in the US. There are discussions in Australia, European countries, in New Zealand. It's all going on discussions around that. We see some of them are very advanced as exactly they want to replicate. That is where we stand today. With that, I'll pause here, and we have some questions. I believe three questions, uh, uh, or four questions. Sorry, I think we have gone through the poll thing. We have already fixed that. So we'll move on from here. I'll just rest here. We'll talk about four products which are going to make sure that all these use cases, what we saw, those are going to be the thing. Those are things which have been delivered by these four solutions. Movie one, which is streaming and video management solution, and that has ensured that even if you don't have anything into streaming, there's a complete ecosystem which will bridge the gap between you and your customer and enable the journey from a OEM to become a digital partner through its 16 plus white labeled applications, Android applications, iOS applications, websites, you know, TV, etc. It will enable you in all those use cases. It will make sure that you stand with your customers are their digital partner. It will enable you. Movie Live is about streaming solutions with chat, monetization, etc. You want to have webinar, etc. integrated, can work with Movie One. This solution can work with Movie One. This will make sure that your direct engagement, live streaming with your customer to be part as their digital partner, to stand with them as their digital partner, to provide the expert advisory to them. This solution will enable for you, starting with webinar, etc. Streaming directly from the mobile phones. When your service engineer is there, service engineer is can directly live stream from their mobile devices to the expert for the expert advice. That is the capability this solution have. Movie Flex is that solution which will not impact your IT landscape. It will the engine which will run in the back end from cloud and will make sure that your systems are ready. Your website, your mobile existing build mobile apps, your internet portal, your your portal which you have built for your customer, your employee portal, your learning systems, everything becomes a streaming solution through just by having this without impacting your existing IT landscape as well as your customers. And movie playout is for them those who want to schedule and broadcast and live stream uh, you know contents. You can launch an exclusive channel for a customer wherein you send feed those materials to them which they can see. These are all streaming solutions driven. These are all products which can be there with you to for in your journey from a OEM to become a digitalization partner. Obviously, beyond this, there are other solutions, but streaming solution is really, is one of those 10 solutions or one of those five solutions which as a OEM you should have in your IT landscape, or we should have a landscape as we embrace the path of digital partnership, or you become your digital partner with your customers as a OEM. With that, I rest my things here and I conclude the session here. I'm open for any Q&A and you can type your questions and on the chat window, I'm here to answer you all your questions. Over to you. Anybody has anything, please go ahead. I see one question is getting typed. Mhm. Yeah, our first question is from John, you talked about a new revenue model of delivery of prescription over streaming solutions, right? Do you have any customer who actually achieved such use case with Movie? Yes, we have already one customer, John. Thanks for that question. I think obviously revenue is an area of interest for every OEMs. OEM had traditional ways of revenue, but these are new revenue models which are opening up for them. And you know, I'm glad to tell you that we have already done it for a customer who is doing, who is leveraging, and currently, I believe we are in 56 clinics or so wherein this is being done. It's done in US with 56 clinics. And in another customer, we are in a very POC stage. The use case is a bit different here, much more bit advanced in addition to that. But it's all happening. And we have till date, if you ask me, we have double digit inquiry for this kind of solution. That is this thing here. Thanks for asking that, John. Uh, oh, I see, Michelle. Yeah, you talked about an OTT solution for manufacturing to packaging to inspection to shipping. Yeah, I spoke about the order tracking system. Do you think such monitoring tracking only on real-time streaming, just like a CCTV, or there can be a video repository solution for that too? We think OEMs can also be benefited from such repository. Oh yes, it is a win-win situation for all. Obviously, whether we cannot build a video repository, yes, you can definitely build video repository. But the moment you build Missile, you have to have it somewhere. It has to be streamed, and that is where the streaming solution comes into picture. Now, if you see the value chain from a factory till the time the customer gets, you have truckers involved, you have the shipping agency, you have your packing, your manufacturing unit, then packing, then shipping, then container, then loading, unloading, finally coming to your site and getting unloaded. See, all these places normally you will find nowadays things are recorded, but all are fragmented. The customer doesn't have view to that, or it's not consolidated in one place. And with movie solution, we have done it. As I was telling, up to more 63, 60% of the visibility for a customer. For us, we have done for a customer who, for their international shipping, almost 63 or 64% of visibility of their shipments the consumer have. The end customer who is buying, he has it. And it is beneficial for both customers as well as the OEM, because all these products are insured and comes through the with the shipping agency extra. And if there are damages, there are chargebacks, etc., it becomes very easy to pinpoint where the damage happened, where the issue things where things went wrong, because of which we are we have to, the product is malfunctioning, or there is a issue, or there is a chargeback. So from that perspective, this is a win-win situation for customer as well as the OEM. And this information definitely was there, but consolidating and streaming this through a single login where customer sees from the time of placing order through order tracking system, seeing it to end, is bringing enormous value. It is no more a order number or a numeric number or knowing the ETA in the form of date. It is about seeing virtually, knowing where, what is happening, who is doing everything. It's all about that. Thank you, Miss, for asking that. It is a very, very pertinent question, and we have seen it is in, I would say, in 3 digits inquiry for this solution. I think we are almost you know done. Anybody has anything else? We're almost going to uh, complete the webinar. Thank you all. Thanks for your patience and hearing me for last 55 minutes or so. Uh, We will have the next webinar, which is going to talk about how do you secure streaming. That is going to be by in collaboration with Pelican. We are going to have expert from Muvi as well as both Pelican, Ashish and Harish. Both are going to talk about that. It's going to be a live webinar. Please do attend. With that, I wind up this webinar. For anything, you can reach to us through movie.com or sales@movie.com. There are multiple channels through our chat, through support mechanism. You can reach to our website. They are available 24 by 7 to serve you. Thank you for your time. With that, I end this session. Thank you. Have a nice day.